Hey everyone, welcome. I'm Joe Dunbar with Starin. It is Thursday, I always got to glance right as I say it. Thursday, December 7th, 2023. This is our final town hall of the year, I believe, with our friends at Logitech. I'm really excited to get into some of the stuff with them today. We do a lot of Logitech business here at Starin, and they're a great partner to work with. I've got a couple of our awesome resources here with me. A little bit of housekeeping before I get into the team with Logitech and we kind of dive in. I see some people are hopping in right now. I want to give everybody a little bit of time to get in here and get seated. A little housekeeping. Hit the general chat. Let us know where you're from, where you're attending from. Any kind of general conversation we're going to keep in the general chat. I love seeing chatter there, so I've got it on my monitor right here. If anybody's got some fun stuff to share, I love to hear about, positive experiences or solutions you love from the team. Keep it in the general chat stuff. And then we've got the Q&A section of the webinar, and as I'm sure everyone is familiar, if you have questions that you want us to get to in this call, please put that in the Q&A section. I see a lot of people calling in. Milwaukee, we got Pennsylvania in the house. My Canadian friends are up there, hopefully staying warm. McLean, Virginia. I'm outside of Las Vegas, Nevada right now. Anyway, Q&A, please put that in that section. We want to make this as interactive as possible. So the team has some content they want to share with us, but we're going to do our best to dive into all the questions and make this about what you guys want to hear today. So we also give away a $50 gift card at the end of the call for giving us your time and sticking around. We'll do a raffle for that. So please stick around and we will get into that. But in the interim, this is what we're here for. We have Mike Freibrun on the line who's going to help answer some questions. Mike is our distribution channel manager for our team here at Starin and does a great job supporting us along with our brand manager, Brandy. And then we have Pike Schouten, who is guest of honor today, solutions engineer from Logitech. Pike, what are we going to look at? What do we want to get into? Everybody wants to know about the new latest and greatest.
Yeah, so welcome everyone. First of all, we have so much to cover, but to Joe's point, right? I want Joe to interject as much, derail. This is your airtime. I already got, let's see, shout out to Kenton for asking the first question. So I'm going to get right into the questions. That's what it's all about. But we're going to talk about Sight. We're going to talk about Huddle. You'll see many of me here. I'm probably killing my bandwidth, but look at how many I can clone myself. How many times here? So, here's my Huddle. There's my Rally Bar Mini. Brio 505. Just can't get enough of myself, clearly. Actually, there. I didn't even turn this one on. So this is the camera the way you have to suck it in. So I have my lab here. We have tons to cover. But your questions are most important. So that being said, right, we're going to get to those.
We've already
questions.
got some piling up.
I know.
Yeah,
I love it.
I love
it. It's the questions. And I thought I had one at my desk. I wanted to actually show it. But the good news is, so Kenton asked, when can we expect the MicPod Cat extension to be released? And just to help the audience, what is it and why? Now, I do have this. Many of you are familiar with this guy. It's a beautiful, well-designed cable with cable management, right? We're huge cable geeks and making sure that, you can really pull them without unplugging them. So this is a beautiful platinum-rated mic extension cable, right? You have to outfit this with any Rally Bar Mini because, the mic pods are only 9.6 feet. Why are they 9.6 feet? Well, you want to ideally space mics 8 feet between, and we don't want to have too much slack. This is a great cable. Now, it is a proprietary cable, right? Because we don't want people to use our mic pods on their laptops and call our customer support. Oh, that doesn't work with my Mac. That was the design. We might change that over time, but what we wanted to do is give more choice and flexibility. This cable is not going away, because sometimes you want that convenience to have a plenum cable up the ceiling. However, to Kenton's point, and I hope I pronounced your name right, we have just launched a MicPod extension cable over category 6. So that is the MicPod extension cable. I'm going to put Mike to work. So Mike's going to go on the Logitech website and just throw in the link of the actual MicPod coupler. So it's the Rally MicPod Cat coupler. Say that really fast. What is that going to do for you? Well, it allows you, instead of an MSRP of $199, it's $999. So it's $100 saving for one, but sometimes you may need two cables. So that's basically, $400 MSRP. Now for $99, you can go as far as 20 meters, right? So it's and that's for our Canadian friends, by the way. So 64 feet, and now Cat 6. Now it's point to point, so you cannot connect this through a router or a network switch. It is point to point, but again, this is going to give you a lot more flexibility. So great question on that. And then the whole Rally Plus, I'm going to park that question from Don, and we're going to actually have a bigger conversation on why I position the Rally Bar in most of my solutions. Now, I love Rally Plus, but Rally Plus really belongs in the training room. Large spaces can really benefit from the additional AI, such as speaker focus. And I like that Don didn't call this speaker tracking, and I didn't even read out the question, so my apologies for the audience. So Don asked, when will speaker focus feature will be ready for the Rally Plus? And the answer is it will not come to the Rally Plus because the Rally Plus doesn't have a built-in AI compute, and we are not developing speaker view, as we call it. So we call it speaker view. And why do we call it speaker view, not speaker tracking? Well, speaker tracking is a 20-year-old technology that we never believed in. It's blind. It's just listening to voice. Our speaker view is dual AI. It is literally listening, right? It's listening to basically a human here in the meeting room, but it's also identifying a head and torso, right? So it's a dual AI, and that's how that all comes to play. So this is where, Rally Bar can really handle that. Now, there are some more exciting things coming to Rally Plus, such as eventually we're going to also make this guy compatible, our Sight, with Rally Plus. So we're going to get into that. I am going to try to get a little bit into my agenda, but good luck to all you. More than happy to get derailment, and we're going to prioritize your questions here, right? So but this could be a great conversation starter because this is a fantastic product that I'm very excited about, because the Rally Bar Huddle, honestly, we took everything from here, just like we took all the great stuff from Rally Plus and made it even better with a building AI compute and AI viewfinder. We kind of done something very similar with the Rally Bar Huddle. What we've done there, right, is really looked at the same design language of Rally Bar and Rally Bar Mini, but then even added some additional innovation to that as well. But it has so many of the same components. Now, of course, the lens is different. And we'll talk a little bit more about the lens, and I'll demo that. But what's very important is that flexibility, right? So take, for instance, Meetup. Fantastic product. Fun little fact, Meetup was the first all-in-one video collab bar that was launched in 2017. Now, in the technology world, that is almost ancient, and it's still selling like hotcakes. It's still in our top 5 products, that we sell on a monthly basis. But I want you to start thinking about the capabilities that you can have with a Rally Bar Huddle. It can do so much more. It has all this technology in there. Think of a customer, for instance, that has a BYOD room, right? With Meetup, you can't manage that. You have to physically connect it. So if they're not running a turnkey solution, and I'm going to say, BYOD is great, but it's all about turnkey solution. That's what I position most. That's what sells the most. But there are still BYOD rooms. So we want to make sure that we also improve that experience. The device is network connected. So in a pure BYOD room, I can manage this device remotely. I can see if it's offline or if the firmware needs to be updated, if someone unplugged it, right? So that's a huge value add that you will not get with Meetup. That's just one example. And then, of course, the fact that it can natively run a Zoom room, a Teams room, and next year, Google as well, as an appliance, not having to purchase a separate compute. Again, we're about choice. So we're also going to outfit it as a compute. And a fun fact, important fact now with Teams, when we came to market, we were Zoom certified, Teams certified in appliance, but we are now also Teams certified on the compute bundles, right? Now, the lens you're going to see on paper, well, that looks like the same specs as the meetup. That may be so on paper, but it's the lens, the sensor, and everything that we've designed around it that gives it a far more crisp image, right? And that's really where that technology shines. But it's also the AI technology around it, and that's what the real conversation is going to be today. And we'll get to that. But the other important piece is that the speaker output has significantly increased from an actual volume level. It's twice as loud, but it's a lot warmer. It's more crisp. Like, again, we're a speaker company, right? We make Ultimate Ears, that brand. We do Wonder Booms, Mega Booms, Hyper Boom, very large speakers, and we design speakers, PC speakers for gaming. It goes on, not to mention that, of course, this little guy here, my Logitech, also a speaker, right? So the microphone, we actually just decided, and this comes with sustainability, and it comes with the value that why don't we just take the Rally Bar mics and put them in the Rally Bar Huddle? Why not? Just like Rally Bar Mini. So it's kind of over-engineered in a way. It surpasses the room that it's designed for. Why did we do that? Well, sustainability, less parts, more value, better performance. And if you put the huddle in an open space, maybe it's still a huddle space, but it's an open space, the mics have to work much harder. Now, keep in mind that it is not supported to connect it with mic pods. So in those rooms where it's all glass, you would outfit a Rally Bar Mini with mic pods. Those are those terrible rooms that I've seen them. They look like an Apple store. It's all walls of glass. But for the majority of these rooms, this is going to work. And this is the other important piece, right? Meetup doesn't have that AI noise cancellation technology to this level. Like, we have reverb control. You can do all kinds of audio changes to compensate for the terrible acoustics. So it has so much more AI from not just a video perspective, but also from an audio perspective. The mount is very innovative. With Meetup, you can already do the table wall, but we also have an on display. So it's kind of like a webcam mount if it's on the top. Now, I like a lot of times as much as you can eye level, so it is compatible with our existing TV mount if you don't want to drill into the wall, of course. And then the tripod, of course, is going to work as well. I flew through that. That's awesome. We're almost at the end, so we can get to the demo. But what's important too is that this is a actual removable cover, and I just kind of killed half of my demo here because I should have shown this after. So I'm going to go ahead and kill this, and we're going to go switch this camera off, and we're going to go to camera 2 here. There we go. Here we are. We're going to go ahead and switch, do manual. And we're going to do the preset to the huddle. Let's go there. Now, it is a little bright. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually kill this room. Or what we're actually going to do here, so you don't get too many, we'll just power this off because I just want you to stare at the screen. That way we don't see all of us. And sorry, during this session, I managed to move my screen by accident. Now I have, again, sorry, it's there we go. I'm gonna do one more thing.
You really are in the lab. Look at that.
But wait, there's more. I'm also an automation geek, so we might just have to tell the shades to go down.
There you go. Help your exposure.
Anyways, as we're waiting for that, so sorry about the actual. There we go. I should have had this before. I had 2 events. Sorry. So it's that's my bad. My shades are open. So back to kind of the demo. So let's kind of clean my desk. So removable cover. So again, this cover is removable. What's great about this is that I'm not going to zoom in completely, but I can actually now capture the MAC address, the Wi-Fi MAC address, and the Ethernet MAC address, and the serial number by removing the cover. So I no longer need to quite frankly, go on the back of the actual device, right? So, and then of course it's magnetic, so it sticks right back on and off in there. But wait, there's more. There's my cheesy sales line, wherever I can squeeze that in. So if you want a graphite, no worry, no new SKU. You can just replace the cover on there. And but we have a great partnership with our friends at Heckler. Check out this cool custom cover. This is next level, guys. Look at that. And of course, I briefly showed you that cover for healthcare and medical, but what if we take that next level and take that medical easy to clean cover and make it really fun? My daughter loves this cover, of course, and now I feel like I'm in the ocean. So it's just another great feature, as you can see here. Now the cover is the other thing I wanted to demo, but I have to rejoin. We're just gonna do that, and someone just has to make me a panelist again. But what we're gonna do here is I'm just gonna actually leave the actual call. We're gonna put the cover back on. Let's just keep it at a cool, fun cover. Why not? There we go.
Use a good one.
Exactly. So I'm going to actually, even though the camera is off, right, I can turn it back on here. There we go. My lap looks so much bigger than it is here. You can even like see the wooden shoes there. It's the Dutch reference. Because of that wide view, right? You get a lot of space here. But what I wanted to show you is we're not going to turn the privacy shutter on and off if the camera is on and off during the call. But there we go. If we are not on an actual call, the privacy shutter is closed. This is fantastic because now you can position this. Think of all the C-suite executives who doesn't want an actual dedicated room solution in their office. A lot of times these C-suite execs, they have a separate table, but they're all worried about privacy. Now they know the camera is not on. And as soon as I, join the call and get back on the bridge, and if someone can kind of, there we go. Muted. There we go. And now, again, it opens up, right? So there you have it. So that was the demo. I'm going to go ahead and stay muted here and switch my camera and go back to where I started here.
So
again,
automated,
fun with that.
Automated physical privacy shutter, which we all know can be a huge deal, especially we were talking about medical applications. I spent a chunk of time working at the Minneapolis Children's Hospital and can tell you not only is there a huge benefit to being able to get those custom covers with some fun graphics, especially working at the Children's Hospital, that definitely is beneficial. But that, HIPAA violations is always a concern. It's the biggest concern that folks have in a hospital. So if you're in a medical setting, that's giant.
They are made by Heckler, though. So we don't make them. Heckler, the company Heckler makes them.
Which is another wonderful Starin brand we can help you with. So certainly, if you want to get into it, let us know. We can help with that.
And they basically print them. You send it in, they print it. That's the process. But yeah, a little close up. It looks great. So just wrapping up, I want to tie back into the AI story, and we'll definitely keep the questions coming, but we'll get on point. Last part of the huddle, this is important too, because I still, I'm not going to name manufacturers, but there's a couple out there, that like to copy paste, and we see it all the time, quite frankly. That being said, why is no one stealing this? I don't get it. Cable management on the bars, right? All the cables, they're completely secured, and of course with a huddle as well. That is just absolute key. Now it has one HDMI when you look at the specs, but it can support 2 screens with an actual dongle. So again, we're just trying to put it at that $16.99 MSRP price point, right? So you really get an amazing value add. You get all that performance. Now, actually, sorry, my mistake here. I totally forgot. I wanted to get to Sight, and of course we have a big agenda, but I have totally forgot to actually showcase another cool enhancement that we have, and I'm going to bring my cardboard friends here with me here. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do one more demo on the huddle here. Now, I didn't have a lot of time to position it well. There we go. Can we make sure that this one is spotlighted? There we go. So here are my cardboard friends. So what we're going to demo right now is basically multi-stream, which we already launched like last year. And I just got my cardboard friends. This is not the ideal showcase, but that's what time permits. So what I'm going to go ahead is just put them into frame here. I'm going to stay muted. I'm going to auto frame and put it back here. And I'm going to go ahead and actually mute myself here and actually switch to the audio there temporarily. So bear with me for a second.
A lot of gadgets there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about the whole lab. And honestly, the most impressive part thus far is that we haven't run into a huge audio loop.
I think the most impressive part is the wooden shoes.
everything. It's the mute switcheroo constantly, right? Because you should not have three different room solutions in one space. I mean, this looks like a NASA control center, basically. You can never have enough screens. That's really, and you don't even see all the screens here. So what I wanted to showcase here, I'm going to see if it's now I'm on beta, so it may not do the trick, kind of what I was intended to do here, but we'll see what happens here. So what I wanted to do is to see if this beta feature could be ready for demo, but we may transition, as I mentioned. I'm going to go ahead and try to enable this. That's the problem with live demos. I was a little daring. I was saying I was going to do the beta version of the multi-stream, but not enough time to fully test it. This is not on production yet, so I might end up speaking to it, which I think, since we want to make sure we get to everyone's questions, we're going to skip this demo for now because it looks like something on the back end may have not enabled. So I'm going to speak to this for a second. Now, that being said, at least what you get now quickly is you get an actual audio demo from the actual huddle. Now, this is, of course, quite frankly, a very echoey room, and I've done that deliberately because I can also test my mic pods. Here's a ceiling mic pod for the Rally Bar or Rally Bar Mini, so no acoustic treatments, but it still does a really good job with the built-in microphone. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and switch back to my laptop.
We do. I don't want to pull you off of your rhythm here either, Pike. We do have one question that's been hanging from Randy for a minute. Randy wants to know if you can use multiple Rally cameras in the same conference room.
You sure can, and especially now the question is always, every time I get a question from a partner or a distributor, I will always ask them before I even dare to answer is, what is the platform? And I'll explain why. If you tell me I want to do multiple Rally cameras and this is a Zoom customer, guess what? Great news. Multi-stream, everyone. You get multi-stream and you get multi-stream. Sorry, a little Oprah reference. What that means is you can actually, stream multiple Rally cameras. And guess what? There's more. There's another reference. You can actually add the Rally Bar with a Rally camera so think of a classroom, right? And stream both at the same time. That is supported, and not just one, actually two, and eventually maybe even three. And then it's also supported with roommates. This little guy here. I got all the goodies here in the lab. So again, you can put two Rally cameras there. Microsoft, good news, they do now support this not multi-stream, but multi-camera on not just Microsoft Teams for Windows, but also Microsoft Teams on Android. It is a toggle switch. So let's hope they'll steal it from Zoom eventually, where they'll do multi-stream. Google as well, it's a toggle, so it is supported. So great question. Yeah, before I jump back.
What about Crestron? Someone's asking about Crestron control system.
So Randy's particular installation is a Microsoft Teams room. They are using a Crestron control system to control the room, which I would think shouldn't have any impact on the Teams. Yeah.
No, it's still it's a probably most likely it's a Windows compute. I think Crestron just they keeps changing vendors. Now they bought all the Dell computes. As long as that's running Microsoft Teams in a kiosk mode, you have to remember that all our webcams support the UVC standard, meaning it's just a plug and play driver for a webcam. Like, you don't have to download anything. It's just going to work. Just because it's Crestron, it will definitely work. So not to worry.
I will add to it too, Randy. We do have solutions for multi-camera installations that utilize a little third-party hardware for the camera magic, so we can still use our Logitech Rally cameras in these solutions. You can still use your Teams room with a Crestron control system, but an independent box that can bring those together. Because to Pike's point, Teams is not the most multi-camera friendly platform, though they are working on it and improving, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. So again,
Zoom's pretty good about it.
Friends. So we've already launched this, and they're a little too close. So I'm just gonna keep it simple to one stream. This is the beta feature I wanted to showcase. Now I know it's a miniature friend. As you can see, it's adapting. It's a lot smoother. So in this last year, we've further improved how we are framing people with Huddle and any of our bars that support grid view, which with Zoom is of course under the smart gallery, right? What you see here in this beta feature, notice something different. This technology doesn't listen to me. It's an actual, hey, here's a head and a torso, a smaller head and torso here, and let's capture all these individuals, right? What it's now doing is I'm speaking. I'm the one like doing all the yapping here, right? And you can see now it's got the same cool highlight box that we're also used to with Zoom, right? So this is a new feature on beta that's soon going to be released for Rally Bar Mini, and Huddle, where we show the active speaker. So I get my little import yellow box. So you know I'm the one speaking here, not my quiet friend here. So
I love that we got a chance to see
recovery.
Yeah, I love that we got a chance to see it. And just to clarify for everyone, so we have Pike's demo room. There's a couple of callers into this webinars, hosts and things. We have Pike's demo room, and then we have Pike's demo room 1 and demo room 2. So a lot of us know that Zoom is seeing these, working with the device, and now we're getting multiple feeds from one device. So Pike's demo room is the whole shot. Pike's demo room 1 grabbed, it looks like, is that Jason Statham? I didn't know you knew Jason Statham.
Yeah.
But that's pretty awesome. So Jason's joined us. He's very quiet. He's not saying much today. Pike is in that same shot, cut out, framed, and plopped in. And the fact that you're getting the active speaker box means that the Rally Bar Huddle sees and knows where it's coming from and is giving you the active speaker box. Who else do you know? You know a lot of people.
I know, right? I got friends in all
Amy
places.
Schumer, Keanu. Oh man, come on.
It's
Come
having
on.
a little difficult here because there's so many faces here. Like that's but hey, there we go. So yeah, we do multiple streams. So fun demo. Let's continue because there's so much more to talk about.
That looks awesome.
To see that.
People are asking about Sight. I get a lot of questions about Sight on a regular basis. Can we check it out? Can we take a look at it? What can you tell us about Sight?
Yes.
I know I've got a couple of specific questions. I feel like you're going to hit them though.
It is the best segue you just served up for me because what I wanted to show here, what we just saw, I love that technology. It's fantastic. I'll make sure I close my messy closet here. That's all nice and clean now. Here's the thing. We see a lot of competitors positioning that amazing technology for all spaces. We don't believe in that. This technology is fantastic, but where it really shines is 1 to 6 participants, right? We can do 4 separate participants. We can also share a box with 2. It's really great in these huddle spaces. 1 to 6 people, 10 by 10, 12 by 12, fantastic. Let's talk about the challenges that we get with medium and large spaces, because we can do these in this technology as well. And it's great if there's 4 or 6 people in the boardroom, great, fantastic. But we need to do more and we need to do better. And actually, this innovation Sight, fun fact, this is not an owl, right? It's an hawk, and you can do the math there, but it's not a 360 camera, right? It is not a standalone product, and we'll get to that. But let's talk about, sorry, that my OBS switching. Let's talk about the problems that really occur in these medium and large spaces, right? If we're all engaged, and a lot of times in these huddle spaces, you have these beautiful, now, I love these tables, that should be the law, those little teardrop tables, kind of making sure that you're looking, quite frankly, at the remote participants instead of this, right? You don't have to constantly do this. Or the crescent moons, that's great. But in these large spaces, people are not going to give up so much real estate. It's the bowling alley table, and it's the bowling alley look. Now, if everyone is looking, that's fine. This is what happens. Again, there's 360 cameras out there, and they're trying to solve that. But the problem with that is this is a 360 camera. It can be anything. There's a couple out there. The problem now, I'm looking at the remote participant, and now you fixed one problem, you just broke another. Not to mention all the artificial warping that's happening there because it's a full 360 camera. This is not a 360 camera. Can it do 360? Hell yeah. Are we going to do it? Definitely not. It is 315 degrees. And why is that? Well, do we want to also accidentally capture this guy? I don't think so. We don't want to capture these people, right? Do we need extra artificial warping? No. Now, let's talk about some of the other problems that it solves, right? Let's call this gentleman like Bob and Bill. Very simple. Now, Bill is leaning over for an important email or something, right? Or he's going to present. Where's Bob? That's a real problem. The other problem that we get is the bowling alley view, and if we can focus on that participant, but then everyone else is out. And what if we are actually witnessing a conversation between the two, right? Speaker view is handled to capture one at a time. Again, to the first question about speaker view, really, Rally Bar and Sight, I think that use case on that question, this is the way, this is the best experience you're going to get, because it's two perspective, guys, not one, not a single. It's two working together so that you feel like you have a seat at the table. And that's why we are 315 degrees. In other words, we're the Pac-Man. Right? That's how you get that angle. And the rest of that job is done by Rally Bar and Rally Bar Mini. An interesting fact, right? Before, I would never position a Rally Bar Mini in this space. I'd be, no, you need Rally Bar, you need optical to go the way. Guess what? Now it's opened my eyes, even in some of our spaces. I'm just putting in a Rally Bar Mini, because sometimes people just put the table here. It's just like, I just cringe, but it happens. People do it. I've seen it all the time. Right? And now you can't capture people here. So now you can put a Rally Bar Mini there with the wider angle view, but then still accommodate the people way out there. So there's a lot more flexibility with Sight as well. And it's a mic pod. And, you don't actually need the extension cable. You don't need the Rally mic pod cat coupler that we just launched, because you can just daisy chain right from here with a little adapter. So, sorry, there we go. This is a little better, right? So what you actually see here is there is an actual adapter for, we already gave it away. It looks like a second Sight support is coming in the new year, but you can also connect the mic pod. So it comes with an RJ45 adapter to the proprietary connector, and you're off to the races. So, and again, let's geek out on the cable management. Micro suction cups, table mount, but you can also take it off and put it on the table, right? Graphite off, and of course, off-white here. Fantastic. Let's get into a couple. I can't demo it. I'd love to do, again, we are going to eventually do a Starin session where I'm going to make sure I'm in the office. I get a couple of people that I'm going to volunteer, and we'll do an actual demo with Sight. We're definitely going to work on that, Joe and team. But in the meantime, let's kind of showcase kind of what we got and get to the questions, most importantly. This technology, nothing is out there yet. Nothing. We're the first to really bring this to market in development since pre-pandemic, before 360 cameras even came to market. This is how long we've been working on this vision. Check this out. They're the same height, right? Because what's happening is we can actually go the distance. We can do up to 8 feet. So someone at the whiteboard, it's framing Craig, and there's Alan. And yes, those are their real names. And these are real Logitech people. They're not puppets. And you can see it's framing them perfectly in place as soon as he sits. Now, Davis is asking, they're going to kill me for giving them the real names. No, just kidding. And you can see now they're all becoming part of the conversation. There's Sarah joining, and it's capturing that. And what we're going to do in the next year is we're going to actually step this up a notch by doing basically an additional AI feature that we're going to call basically, we're probably going to give it different names, but it's really smart switching, right? Smart switching is then going to transition camera A, camera B. No longer have to think about it, because what the room gets is this picture-in-picture. Right now, this is the first version of that AI. We're excited now, we're Teams and Zoom certified. We just got certified for Teams as well. And, they're going to, of course, take that to the next level. Eventually, they're going to unpack our AI and put it in separate streams as well. And then with the smart switching, it's just going to get better and better. But even what it has now, it's people, our customers are blown away. It's a whole different experience now in these meeting spaces, right? We talked about the different ways of, installing it. I'm going to quickly switch over. How is it installed? It does need PoE. We did that deliberately, so it's easy to provide power, but it's not a PoE network camera. Like, that infrastructure just isn't there yet. Maybe one day it is, and we can convert. But right now, needs to be tethered back, but it's Cat 6. Simple Cat 6, tethered back to the device, and you can go the distance for our Canadian friends, 40 meters, and for our American friends, 131 feet, and global. Of course, who else is joining here? So real quick, everything is in the box, and I'm going to take a little quick break, take a little sip, and we want to really get to the questions and really open it up here. I guess I've taken enough time already.
No, you're all right. We've got a couple lined up. I kind of, as you were looking into that one and kind of going through it, I have a quick question that I came up with. So you're talking about the dongle and the PoE connection back to the the rally bar. Does that dongle, break it out, require like a wall wart and a connection to the rally bar, or will the power still come from the rally bar for the Sight? Does that make sense?
The Sight, yeah, no, your question makes sense. So the Sight really, it needs, underneath the table, it needs a direct connection to feed it power instead of providing a power supply. That's all it's think of it like a PoE injector. So you can connect it to a PoE network switch. It's just not going to utilize the network. It's just going to use it for power. And then it needs to be tethered back. But if you can read between the lines, who knows? Maybe one day we could make changes, right? We constantly add things to our hardware that the market may not be ready yet, or video service providers, but future-proofing it.
Right, absolutely.
Our scheduler, it has Bluetooth. Is anyone using Bluetooth in the scheduling from service providers? And again, this does Teams, AppSpace, Zoom, Medio, Robin. We just, we keep adding new Recon, I think, is added. Long story short, no one's using Bluetooth yet, but the Bluetooth chip is in there, right? We want to make sure it's future-proof. But to your point, yeah, you need to, add the dongle. This is going to go into the Rally Bar or Rally Bar Mini. Rally support is coming next year, but keep in mind it's going to be a slight different experience, right? Because it doesn't have the AI viewfinder. It doesn't have the built-in compute. And, again, brings me back, and I didn't have a slide for it, but I'm going to speak to it. Rally Bar is not just a medium solution. It is your medium large. It supports 4 mic pods. It can go the distance. It can go in a large boardroom. I know there is constant debate, DSPs, and ceiling speakers. Again, that is your choice, but we strongly believe that with the speakers and the front of room audio, in many of these rooms, that is the best experience, and it can go the distance. When you enable speaker boost, so what is speaker boost? And make sure any partner on this call, I'm a strong believer in enabling speaker boost. And what does that mean? I don't like to use the built-in microphones if I'm using mic pods. The choice is yours. If you're going to use those, keep it 12 feet distance. However, when you do speaker boost, you get the same type of microphone, right, from the Sight or mic pods, which are very almost identical, versus the built-in microphone array, which is going to pick up everything in the room, right? So with speaker boost, what happens also, we increase the audio output on the bar. So the audio will travel even further. I have brought in customers in our headquarters at a table that's 27 feet, and someone can sit at the end, I can put the volume at 70 or 60 and they can hear it loud and clear. My eardrums are not being blown away at the front. So I know the DSP is a constant conversation. And to your partners, guess what? There is good news, at least without Sight for now. And I see that question too, is that we just released the Pro audio feature for Rally Bar. Now, what does that do? It allows you to actually connect the Rally Bar to a DSP. So you do get some additional AI experiences like the grid view we demoed on Huddle, like the actual quicker transition for group view, because Rally Bar will do this in 4 seconds. Rally will take 9 to 10 seconds, right? So the thing to keep in mind is that the speaker view technology we cannot leverage right now with the DSP because we can't reference the ceiling speaker. So that's important. And that brings me to the question is, our roadmap for Sight is, of course, we first want to make sure that we do the smart switching. That's number one. That's all, that's what we're really focusing on the development. Second, of course, support for a second Sight. Now, third, we hear you loud and clear, but we need to walk before we can run, guys, is that, we are evaluating, if we can support DSPs. I can't comment when and if, but we understand that is an ask. You have to understand that's a integration with DSP partners because we need to reference their audio. So right now that is not yet supported. I just want to remind yourself is that a DSP is not always required. And I'll tell you one story, and I can't name the customer. They had beautiful $5,000 speaker array. I'm not going to mention the actual DSP manufacturer. Is a great partner of ours, but they wanted to simplify the IT support. The IT support was just killing them. So they actually, I know, so you guys are going to cringe, but they actually took the DSP out and just switched it back to Rally Bar because they decided that that audio is more than sufficient and provides a great experience, and it's turnkey and more stable. So anyways, let's get back to the questions. Got my long rant on, sorry.
No, that's honestly great info. And I think when me hearing saying, yeah, we brought this to our DSP partner and they told us that, and the feedback we got was not necessary. I mean, if they're saying it, then, that comes with some credence right there. I did see I think you touched on it. Don had a question about, I think in short, Don's question is, when will Sight and Rally Plus be working together, and what is holding it up is kind of what I'm getting from that.
Yeah, and to the
way to lay the
Don's
heat, Don. I like it. I
love it. Yeah, and no filters, guys. Just be direct. Like, I'm natively Dutch. I don't have a whole much of a filter. I do live in California, so it's blending a little. But that being said, it's under development. We were trying to get you this for Christmas, but it's more looking like before Easter, but I think a lot sooner than that, right? Let's make sure we beat the Easter bunny to that. So
and then I'll jump in here because I've been here longer than you. I'm calling it June. I've been here longer.
Okay.
Put in your bets.
I'm gonna bet you two beers on that. Two beers, Mike.
Bets, folks.
Yeah, bourbon right now. Two good bourbons. Yeah. Okay. All right. It's on. We still have this is maybe better for, we got a question for, I'm going to just throw that mic. I want to stay in my lane.
I'm trying to get, Eric asked a question about availability. I'm checking
we'll get back to,
I'm checking on it right now.
I beat everyone here. You know why? Because I went to the Logitech Starin know-it-all.
And look at that.
Yep, I went to Brandy Nellis, our brand manager. Available now. Let's get back to it. Eric was asking about availability about the Lenovo 3 bundles, the base bundles from the Lenovo 3. So we can include everyone here. I did chat with Brandy on it real quick. Minimal stock of it, so they're available. We have some minimal stock right now, and we already have more on the way as we do. Our inventory is rolling. So Eric,
you beat her to the punch tonight. I was right behind.
Yeah, Brandy's.
Always go to Brandy.
We were all going to go to the same place. Yep.
Go to Brandy.
I love it, you guys.
Nice.
I want to say thank you guys for all of this information. We do have a couple of minutes here left, so. Mark, go ahead and run the drawing if you can do your the spinning wheel, and he's going to shoot that over to me momentarily. Pike, Mike, thank you guys so much for all this awesome info. I love when Logitech's in the house. There's Mark right there with the winner. So big winner for the $50 gift card. Shout out Cindy Kelsey. We will be in touch with you after the fact to make sure that you get that. So thank you to Cindy and everyone else for joining. We got a lot of great questions. I see familiar names on this call. So thank you folks for giving us a little time. If we got a question that you didn't get answered in time, or we didn't get to, or didn't see, definitely reach out to anyone available to you from the Starin or Logitech team. We're all happy to help out. If you have more general questions about, a specific product or solution that you want some info about, reach out to your Starin sales rep, and we'll be happy to get that info for you. So thank you guys so much. Thanks for joining us, and I hope everybody has a great afternoon.
Yep. Thanks, Pike.